Hey guys, I'm Dude Ricks here, and today I'm coming back at you with another episode of Minifig Monday. And today we're looking at the Brickmania Rosie the Riveter figure. So, if you don't know, I'll give brief history. It was essentially a propaganda war poster that was became famous after some artists put it up and used this figure of the American woman taking on a job that normally a man would do during World War II. And it actually grew in popularity most after the end of World War II, kind of in the 60s, 70s, and I believe into the 80s. And so this kind of became ubiquitous with that time period. And so let's get into the minifigure. So as you can see on the front, it comes with a 3D printed, I believe it's a nail gun or something of the sort. I'm honestly not entirely sure what the tool is. It's a 3D printed tool. We'll leave it at that. Now, of course, let me take off the tool so you can see the figure in more in depth. And I'll move her a little bit closer. And let me move the camera a little bit back for you guys. Get it to focus. There we go. So as you can see, on the front, it looks like a traditional work uniform. She has kind of her badge. I believe in a sit rep, Lando said that that was supposed to kind of be like her identification feature that the leader of a factory or, an industrial area would check to ensure that she was supposed to be there. Of course, this is just a general work uniform. It looks like one. Going down, you can see her boots with the red highlights. If we move her to the side, and let me put up her arms at first. So if we move her to the side, you can see additional side panel detailing alongside the torso, and then of course the legs as well. And then if we look at the back of the minifig, we can see the continuation of the prints from the front, of course continuing all the way around. And of course, when we move to the left side, I accidentally took off her hair, but when we move to the left side, similar to the right side. So I think that the next most important feature that we look at on this minifig is the head portion. So of course, custom printed head, and then this hairpiece is all one piece. It's very unique. Let me grab something to place it on if I have something nearby, which I always seem to never have something nearby to be able to display some of this stuff, which is, it's always humorous. But here if it'll stay, I have this little Lego broom. Let's see if, there we go. Let's see if it'll focus. There you go. So as you can see, here's the hat. It has that traditional polka dot pattern with kind of that bow at the front, and then, fill out with the hair that pops off in the middle. So it looks very much like the poster that you might see. And overall, the design works very well. It's very appropriate for what it was trying to convey. And I think that, I wasn't expecting this for Minifig of the Month for Homefront. I honestly thought that it was going to be like a first responder, like firefighter, law enforcement, or something with, to do with a doctor or a nurse, something like that in EMS. But this was unexpected. I guess that this, kind of fits more into their theme of military stuff, because obviously these people were creating military things during World War II, like they were creating our bombs, they were creating the bullets, they were creating the tanks in the factories. So that makes sense. Now, of course, if you look at this figure on the face, it looks very nice, but I think that one thing I have to point out, or I would be amiss to point out, is that it appears that this minifig has some misprints that other people have gotten as well. So they're not as bad online, which, is nice. I guess it's lucky, I guess is a better terminology for it. But so if I show you the minifigure right here, you can see, so they use these dark, I don't know what it is. I honestly don't know what body color they used as the base for this figure. But you can see that there's a very clear line where the tan or the light tan flesh colorway was printed on. I mean, I don't know. To me, this is kind of unacceptable, because, you're paying a premium for getting a nice printed figure, and all of the printing should be concise. Something else that confused me was the fact that on the inside of her arms, there isn't printing. Now, if you look on the renders, I believe on their website, the arms were printed all the way around, including on the inside. Now, don't quote me on that, but I thought that I remember this. And of course, if you're getting a figure that has part of their arms exposed, I think that you expect that the inside is going to be, you know, also a flesh color, because that would make sense that in real life, if this was, you know, what the minifigure was truly trying to capture, you know, they wouldn't just have this random strip of cloth that ran on the inside of their arm, yet the rest of it was bare. So obviously, those are a little disappointing that that happened. Of course, recently, I don't know how much you guys have followed, but Brickmania has had a couple misprint mistakes. If you remember, the most recent was the, what was it? It was the US Marines, the dress Marines in the blues, or should I say the US Marine dress blues, where there was the issue with the bottom of the coat for the male minifigs. And of course, this is less of an egregious issue because it's a little bit hidden. As you can see, even when the arm is up, you can only see it if you tilt it to the inside. But I mean, this part on the back, that's also pretty disappointing. Still, I would recommend that you pick up one of these figs. I think that this is one of the most unique designs by Brickmania, and something I didn't expect, and something that if you want to collect stuff from this time period, or you collect minifigs or anything like that, I think it's really awesome. I also think that I'd love to see if someone is able to create a mock with, you know, maybe 3 or 4 of these. Maybe they're working on an industrial line, they're making, you know, some sort of vehicle or something like that. I think that'd be really cool to see. But, you know, all in all, I think it's good. The misprints are disappointing, but that's not because of the design. Lando did a really good design on this, and I just want to say that it just looks great. I know what the design was going for. It very clearly conveys that, and he did a very good job. It's not his mistake that there's kind of, I guess, some quality control issues with the misprinting, so there's no reason to fault him for that. That's more just, you know, there needed to be more quality control checking it. But other than that, you know, it's a great minifig. I think the 3D hairpiece is really good. It really fits well, and it just it looks marvelous on her head. It really captures what the original art pieces and posters were actually displaying of this person. But anyways, guys, I appreciate you watching this whole video. Of course, this was a Minifig Monday. Like, comment, subscribe, do all the normal stuff. I'm hoping that maybe we can reach 700 by the end of the year. That's, of course, a tall task. I mean, that's over, like, I don't know, that's like 130 or 140 additional subs. You know, it's possible, I think, but that'll be the goal. As always, guys, I appreciate you coming out, as I already said, and I'll catch you next time.